Alright my turkeys, what's going on? It's Cynical and welcome back to another one. Today we've got some interesting information, some exciting stuff, but the main thing to keep in mind here is this is all rumor-based information. This is coming from a supposed insider, so as these little news scoops always go, remember to take them with a grain of salt. We're going to be talking about two pretty big things here today to do with Kingdom Hearts. The first thing we're going to be talking about here is a Kingdom Hearts adaptation. This is a bit of a familiar subject because, of course, if we remember back to 2020, there was a time there where a bunch of insiders, not just one, but a bunch of insiders basically came out to say, yes, there is a Kingdom Hearts series currently in production at Disney+. The main bulk of the information here was coming from Emre Kaya, saying that Disney originally wanted to make it, but that didn't work out, so Square Enix was asked to create a pilot using Unreal Engine. This series is most likely not live action, but CG animated, they're currently casting. Along with that, other information came out saying that the original voice cast would return for this series, and because this information was stemming from multiple different insider sources that all have their own reputations when it comes to the TV series movie type industry and sharing stuff they perhaps shouldn't, it did raise some alarm bells, basically giving a little bit of credibility behind it. Now, of course, since then, we haven't heard anything about a potential Kingdom Hearts series. As the years went on, we pretty much just assumed, okay, if this was actually real, at this point, maybe it's been cancelled. Well, very recently, a claim came out from an insider known as Daniel RPK. He's got a bit of a reputation. He's actually quite well known with about 300,000 followers over on Twitter. He mainly positions himself in the Marvel area of providing early information. Now, what's important to keep in mind here is, for one, he has been right about quite a few different things in the past, mainly to do with providing dates on when trailers will drop, as well as casting information. But at the same time, he's also been incorrect about stuff. The other thing that I should mention too is that is a little bit suspicious, is the fact that he actually paywalls his information. While he does sometimes provide information for free just simply over on Twitter, a lot of the information he shares, he paywalls it. This was actually brought to my attention last week. I was asked to investigate this, so I decided to actually go ahead and pay for his Patreon in order to see exactly what he was saying about Kingdom Hearts. The first scoop he said right here was, I hear an adaptation is still in development by Disney. Now, it's important to keep in mind too that Daniel was actually one of those sources that came out back in 2020 claiming that a Kingdom Hearts adaptation is currently in development with Disney. Now, Kingdom Hearts fans have longed for a visual adaptation. I mean, it just makes sense. Disney are known for their movies as well as their TV shows, so it makes total sense for them to do a Kingdom Hearts adaptation. Funnily enough, for those of you who don't know, there was actually a Kingdom Hearts cartoon TV series adaptation that was happening that would retell the story of Kingdom Hearts 1 that was meant to air back in the early 2000s. It was being directed by Seth Kersley. Unfortunately, it got cancelled, but it did go as far as proper storyboarding and even a pilot of the show. If the information from the insiders, though, is true that we got back in 2020, we can assume that this is going to be a CG-based series, which honestly is what I want. I would definitely not want to see a live-action version of Kingdom Hearts. Please, Disney, stay away from that idea. Now, for most of us Kingdom Hearts fans, we're probably all in agreement that if we do get a visual adaptation of the series, it should definitely be a retelling of the Key Saga, all of the events that happened in Union Cross. Why? Because it's one of the most important stories, a part of the entire Kingdom Hearts narrative, especially for the future games. The accessibility behind the Union Cross story is shocking. It was locked behind a mobile phone game that was hidden amongst so much filler. Sure, you can go over to YouTube and watch a digested version where it shows you all of the main important cutscenes, but still, from an official means by Square Enix, they need to do something with the story of this game so that people can actually understand what is going on for this next Kingdom Hearts arc. However, that's probably not what's going to happen if an adaptation is in development. Rather, likely it'll probably just be a visual retelling of the Kingdom Hearts story, likely starting with Kingdom Hearts 1, which would be totally fine as well. Now, I've recently been going through a lot of old Tetsuya Nomura interviews, And one that I actually came across that I found interesting that has something to do with, I guess, a visual adaptation of Kingdom Hearts was one from 2017 at D23. The interviewer Ryan said, "Have you ever imagined there being a Kingdom Hearts CGI movie similar to Advent Children or Kingsglaive?" Nomura said, "Nothing has been thought about in terms of a cinematic piece, only because it's difficult to put into a narrative that has become as complex as Kingdom Hearts. Of course, we do have a 15-year history, so it has come up in discussions about doing some sort of cinematic piece, especially from Disney. So this very idea has been talked about as far back as 2017. And of course, we know that in the early 2000s, Disney were officially doing a cartoon Kingdom Hearts adaptation. That Kingdom Hearts roadmap that we got to with all of the empty boxes that we believe points to potential future Kingdom Hearts projects, we were also thinking that like perhaps maybe one of those boxes could be a Kingdom Hearts visual adaptation. Maybe this series has been in development for all of this time, and that they're planning the perfect release time for when maybe Kingdom Hearts 4 releases, sometime either before or afterwards, to actually drop the series. It'll be interesting to see if this actually happens. I know the Kingdom Hearts community will be dancing with so much enthusiasm, if of course it does, so long as the series turns out to be accurate, and that I hope Nomura is actually backing it. I'm sure he will be. And the last piece of information here from Daniel is to do with Kingdom Hearts 4, probably more so the most exciting. He was saying here that he hears that the 4th game is going to release next year, 2025. But we've already talked about this. 2025, yeah, seems like a totally viable year for Kingdom Hearts 4, considering that the game has been in development for quite some time at this point. As I've already mentioned, there is nothing else in the pipeline currently for Square Enix, and that Kingdom Hearts 4 is their next AAA project to release. We're all crossing our fingers that 2025 is going to be the year for the game, with perhaps an update sometime this year, and then the major promotional cycle for the game to begin at the beginning of next year. There's really no reason why the game shouldn't come out in 2025, while Nomura did mention that there was something that ended up happening last year, as well as some sort of direction change with Kingdom Hearts, whatever that means, whatever he was referring to. I'm sure that the game is probably on track for a 2025 release. So definitely some interesting information. Again, grain of salt, insiders get things wrong all the time, and I have to say that the paywalling of information is just really suspicious to me. Both of these pieces of information make total sense to me. I mean, especially the Kingdom Hearts series claim. Daniel was one of those insiders that came out back in 2020, and it's uncanny that a group of them collectively all came out basically at the same time to say, yes, this is happening. Good to know that it may potentially still be happening. However, guys, I'm Cynical. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with everything that's going on here. Check out my other social medias, and thank you so much to my wonderful patrons. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and we'll talk real soon.